That seems like it happens without warning. You're driving along, no problem. All of a sudden you get that little rock right off the windshield.
Don't you hate it? It causes that little chip that can turn into a really big crack that spreads and spreads. But this morning we're showing you how you can repair it yourself without having to replace the whole windshield. Our Monday morning mechanic, David Rogers from Keller Brothers Auto Repair, is showing us how. Hey, David.
Well, good morning, Natalie. Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good.
Good. Hey, the other day in the mountains, I got 2 of these in one day. You wouldn't believe it. 2 different incidents, too, so I wasn't following a gravel truck or anything. Here what we have is a really good chip right here. What happens when you get a chip is essentially your windshield is 2 layers of glass. So when you get a chip, the outside layer is actually getting a puncture or a ping in it. And when that happens, the chip you're seeing is the space between the 2 layers that's created when the hole punctures through the first one. So what we do when we repair it is we go in and we actually drill the hole out and we inject some of this resin. And we inject this resin, it fills in the space between the 2 panels of glass. And once we begin to do that, then we come back and we come in with a hard resin, a little bit different product, and we'll put that on top and then tape it down. Chris, if you want to step in here and just go ahead. We're working on the second chip up here. It's this service takes about 20 to 30 minutes. It is something that you could try at home, but I would recommend checking out one of these free windshield repair places or come by my shop or another shop that does it. Your insurance company typically will pay for this, which means you'll have no outlay of expense in most cases because it keeps them from having to buy an entire windshield. Natalie was totally right when she said that that tiny chip will spread into a huge spider web of cracks. Another misconception that people have is that you can't do anything once it cracks. If the crack is smaller than, say, a dollar bill, if it hasn't gotten that wide or that long, within 5 inches or so, what Chris is doing here is putting UV light on this hard resin, and he's actually curing that resin with UV light, and that'll make the resin go flat and clear up. As I was saying about the cracks, we can actually drill a hole on each end of the crack, insert the resin, and stop the crack from getting any bigger if it's not more than 5 inches. And Chris, this takes what, about a minute? Is this about a minute? It takes about 1 minute to cure the glass once this resin goes on, so we're pretty close now. Now, if you do get a chip, the first thing to do before you go and assume you're going to have it for free is call your insurance company. Ask them if they're able to cover this for you for free, and if they are, head into the shop and ask them if they'll do the claim for you. In my shop, we do that. When you come in, we just call the insurance company, we deal with everything. You don't have to do anything but sit back. Now Chris is going to pull that off, and we're going to show you where it used to be a pretty serious mess. Now he's going to scrape the outside resin off, and we shouldn't see a chip. You might see a tiny, tiny dot of resin here, but the resin will come away and leave the glass. I've got 2 others on the other side of the windshield that I can't even find now. We've been doing them for so long. There we go. All righty, there goes your big chip. The thing's fixed, no cracks tonight. They're not guaranteed to be clear, but they will stop it from cracking and keep you from buying a windshield.
Great. All right, David, thanks.
Thanks. Have a great day.
I wonder if you could do that at home, because I have the black light because Angie gave me that Velvet Elvis that I have in the basement. So
I'll stop by later, Tom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Thanks, David.